and the big stages. He's done his part. Today we join through lessons untold with a mind so brilliant, a heart so bold. The one and only Dr. Maxwell, a name of might. Welcome, dear listeners, to this very special edition of the Unical at 50 radio special. My name is the George Glasgow, and as always, I'll be your guiding light through this phenomenal journey. That was just a piece to set our minds for what is to come. A wonderful teacher, coach, and mentor who personally has affected my life and thousands of students across the University of Calabar. It is in this spirit we have invited him to join us. After this very short break, we'll take the national anthem and then the school anthem for the University of Calabar, and then the show will begin. My name is the George Glasgow. After the school anthem, of course, the show will begin. That's it. Why don't we should swap that? Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Who be that? The interview don't start now. Get we get on them right now. So I don't know, sure. I don't know the duration of how the signal last interview, but it just starts now. They will drop into your time, but you will need compound signing now. Get. All right. Calm down. Just space yourself on the mic and just take pass. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite radio station, Unical Radio International 103.5 FM. It's your king of radio, the George. Let's go on the microphone this morning. It's in the spirit of the 50th anniversary of the University of Calabar, the radio special that we have come again this morning. It's been an awesome ride and the journey continues. Right on the peak right now, it is my duty and my honor to welcome to radio our most distinguished alumnus, distinguished guests on this frequency. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about no one but the one and only Barrister Maxwell Ever. Please celebrate and welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I have to say good morning, listeners, and then viewers as well.
Yeah,
My pleasure being here with you.
interesting. How's the week been?
It's been a busy week for us. I'm trying to dot all the I's and cross the T's for Unical at 50. The 50 has started counting.
All right. I will start off by thanking you very much for coming up on the show. It's been a very, very busy time for you, I understand, but in spite of it, you have created time to be with us on the show, and we are hopeful that at the end of this meeting, as always, we will share very insightful wisdom and knowledge and understanding. All right, Manga Bites and Manga Braces all over the world. It's our season of celebration. It's 50 years. We've done this. It's our golden jubilee, and we're excited. And then I will delve straight to the point. You have been one of the most academic conscious person I have met personally. So I want to go straight to this question. 4 bachelor's degrees and 2 masters. What fueled your passion for such multidisciplinary excellence?
Yeah, first, thank God you were able to amend your statement that I've been one of the most academic conscious person, but you crossed the caveat by saying
yes, my own.
So I give it up to you. Otherwise, I'm one of those merely passing through the phase. And my motivation was just self-grown. I self-motivated myself. Growing up, I knew what I have to do best was to quest for knowledge, just like our anthem says, our quest for knowledge. So I had thought that the quest for knowledge would be limitless. And that's why I went interdisciplinary to quest, to search for that knowledge. I entered the university and I wrote down on a piece of paper. Actually, it was 7 bachelor's degree, but time didn't allow me pursue that. It was my desire. Up to 3 years ago, I still had that piece of paper I wrote. The motivation, I just wanted to see how I can read and distinguish myself. So by and large, it's been good for a year, but it wasn't meant for anything, just to quest for knowledge.
Okay, because when we go through the lines of our school anthem, we find 2 conspicuous words: knowledge and wisdom. We've come from far and near to Calabar for the purpose of knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so how has your academic journey shaped your approach to research, teaching, and cultural advocacy?
First, life. My academic journey shaped my life first of all. That has been the basis for who I am. Because through it all, I've learned friendship. Through it all, I've learned endurance. Through it all, I've learned perseverance. Through it all, I've learned to abound and to abase, to be full and to be empty. In moments of drought and plenty, I've learned it just right. I never had scholarship, and in all of those years, I just learned to identify with others across the length and breadth of this country and even beyond. So it has shaped me. Then in terms of research and cultural life, fine. When you've attained the level of interdisciplinary scholarship, like I have tried in my little way, to be very modest, embraced in education, embraced in philosophy and religion, embraced in law, embraced in history, the mother of all discipline, then it has opened my horizon. And that's why for me, nothing is greater than the gift of life. Then in terms of research, it has prepared me to have different approaches to how I can approach my scholarship. There is actually no crowd I'll be found wanting I can be missing. But that again may not have been a direct result of my academic voyage. That can be attributed to my personal readiness and preparedness to make a difference, scholarly wise. Then in terms of culture, fantastic. Every discipline had its cultural bearings and trappings. So my ability to navigate these different disciplines in search of knowledge. Where I sit, IBP, I had 1, 2, but that's at the level of masters, right? So my ability to navigate these academic cultural backgrounds equally opened me up to be attuned with diversity, inclusivity, and even equity, so that I am in scholarship. It has balanced my equation. That's why it's not about what we get, but what we give.
Interesting. Every time we have the opportunity to listen to you, to talk to you, it's always a well of wisdom and knowledge over the period. Knowledge is just synonymous with knowledge and wisdom, but then we're going to delve into what it was, as it were. Okay, so we're going to start by asking, what was your life like as a student of the University of Calabar? Your first degree, your first entrance into the University of Calabar.
First, it was perseverance. Yeah, because times may have been better than this in terms of affordability of virtually everything. But the environment didn't have all it required to excel. There was no fingerprint or smart of the finger research approaches or methods. So you have to be in the library maybe 3-4 days to find a book. And then the way we fed, we were not lucky to have met the luncheon voucher era, where you tear a ticket, you eat your meal ticket, where you had people who served you. So we began to navigate the reality of Malabo, where we have to go sometimes 001, 101, 110, but there must be a zero at the end of the day.
Okay.
And it wasn't life easy.
This current Malabites, they understand when we say 101. This has to do with our feeding.
Yes, feeding attitude.
One of the meal has to be skipped, or
yes,
two, or sometimes it's all zeros.
But majority of my life in school, I skipped two.
Okay.
I skipped two.
Oh.
I don't do morning meals. And I don't know how I've been able to stand it. Naturally, my system didn't accept morning meals. If I can try in the afternoon, definitely evening is a fait accompli. Okay. But most times I do evening meals, and but I've almost gone through one in my whole life.
Okay, so we still want to dig into what's in the spirit of going down memory lane, what's the situation was as a student for you. Were you in Malabo? You stay off camp?
No, I stayed in Malabo Hall 4. Yes. No, I skipped to Hall 2.
Okay.
Then later Hall 2 annex.
Okay. Interesting. There's one person who will have two perspectives right now. I want to just focus on those perspectives. First, as a student, you were once a student. They say the headmaster was once the school board, and right now you're a lecturer in the university. So from these two sides, can you just strike a balance for us?
Yeah, being a student for me was basically adventure and in search of the tomorrow, which is now today. We still hope for better tomorrow. For me, being a student was one, trying to excel. Actually, was a student who wanted the platform. I didn't wait for the platform. I wanted the platform. Every little opportunity, I wanted leadership. And I showed it at all levels.
Okay.
Whether culturally in terms of cultural association, whether within the university level, which I was very instrumental to all the social activities that happened in school. Luckily, I contested for director of socials. I think my poster is still somewhere in the library up there. And I lost the election. I was a man to beat, but I lost the election because of some factors. I was defeated by AC Kudos. He was a reggae musician. But life as a student was life of adventure, was life to lead, was life to show example, was life to ensure that people depended on me. And even as a student, I took care of students. Because I was coming to school manageably as somebody who could help others, maybe by motivating them, assisting them in one way or the other. But in all of that, I subjected myself to the throes and woes of the university game, in terms of activism, in terms of riots, in terms of getting out to protect our girls, who were being manhandled along Golden Mountain.
Oh, you were part of this movement?
Yes, and I was also in Christian Union, and I was in JCCF. At some point in university life, I felt all was nothing without God. And I had to give it up. Christian Union, JCCF, we're part of the JCCF theater, Charlotte Theater, Christian Union. So it was learning, adventure, teaching, leading, and all of it.
Oh, this is getting really interesting. Okay.
Okay.
We're
We're
looking
looking
at
at
our institution,
our
institution,
institution,
University of
University of
Calabar.
Calabar.
So
So
we're
we're
also
also
going to
going to
ask
ask
in
in
your
your
spirit,
spirit,
how do
how
we
do we
protect
protect
the
the
cultural
cultural
heritage
heritage
for a
for a
state like
state like
Cross River
Cross River
State?
State?
Yes,
Yes,
the
the
cultural
cultural
heritage of
heritage
our
of our
state
state
has been
has been
very
very
global.
global.
Don't forget, this was the
This was the
first
first
uh, regional headquarters of the country.
headquarters of the
Cross River
country.
State
Cross
won
River
back to
State
back
won back to back
the gong in first
the
tag,
gong in
77,
first tag,
78, 79.
77,
We
78,
have been very,
79.
very out
We have been
and
very,
very
very
popular
out
in Africa
and
in
very
terms of
popular in
culture.
Africa in terms of
So
culture.
the university
So the
being cited
university
here is not a
being
mistake.
cited here
The
is
rich
not a
heritage of
mistake.
Cross River
The
State
rich
from the
heritage of
hills
Cross
of
River State from the
Obangu
hills of
to the
Obangu
waters of
to the
Bakassi
waters of
has been
Bakassi have
one
been one
of
of
hospitality,
hospitality,
has been
has been
one
one
of
of
culinary
culinary
variety,
variety,
has been
has been
one
one
of
of
natural
natural
ecosystem
ecosystem
with a
with a
rich
rich
tourism
tourism
background.
background.
That has
That has
again
again
earned
earned
us a
us a
place
place
in the
in the
University of
University of
Calabar.
Calabar.
When
When
Professor
Professor
Emmanuel
Emmanuel
Ndele described
described
us
us
as an
as an
atomistic
atomistic
society,
society,
everybody
everybody
with
with
himself,
himself,
he got
he
it
got it
wrong
wrong
as a
as a
professor of
professor of
history.
history.
What he was
What he
trying to
was trying
say
to say
was that we
was
are
that we
a
are a
cultural
cultural,
watershed,
as
as diverse
diverse
as
as
we
we
are.
are.
So
So
Cross
Cross
River
River
State
State
has
has
been
been
that
that
earmark,
earmark,
that
that
landmark.
landmark.
Then the
And the
university has
university has
tried
tried
to leverage on
leverage
that
on that
and to
and to
promote that
promote that
aspect of its
aspect of its
culture
culture
by
by
diverse cultural,
cultural,
religious and
religious and
cultural
cultural
studies,
studies,
tourism
tourism
department,
department,
carnival and
carnival and
cultural
cultural.
department, all of
All of
these are
these
to
are to
showcase the
showcase the
fact that
fact
Cross
that
River
Cross
State
River
has
State
a
has
rich
a rich
culture.
culture.
Then for
Then for
me
me
as a
as a
lecturer,
lecturer,
my
my
life as a
life as a
lecturer has
lecturer
been
has been
one of
one of
imparting,
imparting,
one
one
of
of
leading.
leading.
And
And
then I
then
know
I know
most of
most
the
of the
times
times
my
my
office is
office is
flooded
flooded
because my
because my
life as
life
a
as a
student
student
is a
is a
reflection of
reflection
my
of my
life as
life
a
as a
lecturer.
lecturer.
And
And
it's
it's
all
all
a
a
reflection of
reflection
your
of your
culture,
culture,
my
my
culture.
culture.
I know
I
you
know you
came
came
here
here
with the
with the
culture
culture
of
of
your
your
people,
people,
identified
identified
when
when
I
I
taught
taught
you,
you.
and then
And then
when you
when
were
you were
going
going
through
through
your first
first
experience
experience
in
in
public
public
speaking,
speaking,
I
I
coached
coached
you with even
even
the
the
person
person
you
you
competed
competed
with,
with,
Jerry
Jerry
Etta.
Etta.
Fortunately, you
Fortunately, you
won, and
won
your
and your
journey
journey
began.
began.
So that is
That
a
is a
culture,
culture.
culture
Culture
of
of
leadership,
leadership,
culture of
culture of
mentorship,
mentorship,
culture
culture
of
of
inspiration.
inspiration.
Okay, I was going to hit that and then come back to this side. For you, it's a balance of story for us. I will always look at what it is the past as a student and then what it is right now as a coach, a lecturer, and then we're going to get to that part. Now I'm
Now I'm
looking
looking
at,
at,
were
were
you
you
always
always
a
a
public
public
speaker
speaker
as a
as a
student? Were
student? Were
you
you
part
part
of
of
a debate
debate
club?
club,
Or
debate
what
club?
was
What
it
was it
like
like
then?
then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I was
part of
part of
every
every
public
public
speaking engagement and
engagement and
activity.
activity.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
because I
didn't
didn't
identify
identify
myself.
myself.
Those who
Those who
identified me
identified me
were my
were my
peers, my
peers, my
colleagues.
colleagues.
Some of
Some
them
of
were
them were
seniors in the
seniors in the
university.
university.
To
To
pass
pass
out to
out to
management,
management,
they'll say,
say
let
let
Max
Max
Weleba,
Weleba,
let Don
let Don
Clems
Clems
Enam,
Enam,
let
let
Jerry
Jerry
Akman,
Akman,
let
let
even
even
the
the
current
current
deputy
deputy
speaker,
speaker,
Ben
Ben
Kalu.
Kalu.
We were
We were
together
together
in the
in the
Christian
Christian
Union.
Union.
He
He
was
was
one of
one
the
of the
singers in
singers
the
in the
gospel
gospel
music group known as the
known as the
Highway
Highway
Singers.
Singers.
He
He
sang with
sang with
Jackson,
Jackson,
Justice,
Justice,
and
and
himself
himself
then.
then.
So,
So,
I
I
mean,
mean,
that
that
attitude
attitude
of
of
leading, that
leading, that
attitude of
attitude of
inspiring,
inspiring,
that
that
attitude
attitude
of
of
always
always
getting to
getting to
speak,
speak,
Okay.
wasn't born
wasn't
as
born
a
as a
result
result
of
of
our
our
pushing
pushing
ourselves, but
ourselves,
it
but
was
it
in
was
it.
in it.
And so
And
people
so people
discovered I've
discovered I've
always been
always
into
been
the
into the
public
public
speaking,
speaking,
represented the
represented the
university
university
at
at
different
different
instances, and
instances.
even when it happens, when
When
the
the
student
student
get to
get to
request for
request for
something,
something,
to
to
climb the
climb the
bus,
bus,
or to
to
climb the
climb the
podium, naturally
naturally
they will look
look
for
for
somebody
someone
who
who
can
can
be
be persuasive,
persuasive,
who
who
can
can
be
be
structured,
structured,
who
who
can
can
send the
send the
message.
message.
Above
Above all,
all,
somebody
somebody
who
who
can
can
be
be
sacrificial.
sacrificial.
Because
Because
once
once
you
you
are
are
there,
there,
you
you
don't
don't
look
look
back.
back.
That is
That's
leadership. That is
that
public
is
speaking.
public speaking.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So,
So,
was there
was
a
there
kind
a
of
kind of
a
a
training like
training like
we
we
later
later
had? Did
had?
you
Did
have
you have
any
any
coach,
No,
coach,
teacher?
teacher?
Okay,
no. your coach will be your lecturer. One of
my coaches
was my
was my
lecturer.
lecturer.
then Dr. Sandy and Senator Professor Sandy one of the words he used while we're students was that our society was polluted with demented orgies. I wouldn't forget that catchphrase. And another late erudite scholar, late Professor Edward Edunobasi, he was an aide to Professor Konoya when he was ambassador plenipotentiary to Argentina, and when he was INEC chairman, then it was NEC. So when you're brought up from a crop of lecturers like that, late Professor Uya, they are first your role models and your mentor. So you learn from them. They are just at some point you wanted to speak like them, but the foundation itself was there. And so you only wanted their style to add to what God has given to you. And so we hadn't a coach per se, but our teachers were coach or coaches. Our teachers were role models.
All right. So then you moved to being a coach.
Yes.
After public speaking, I am one of your lifelong students. Will remain loyal for everything and every contribution you have made to our lives. Personally, we're going to hit on that. But for now, I was going to ask, what are the core qualities of a great debater, a public speaker, and how can students develop that?
Yeah. There's a difference between public speaking and debating.
Okay.
Public speaking is open to those who have the art of speaking, those who have the art of communicating fluently, those who have the ability to sway emotions, to be persuasive, even though persuasiveness cuts across the two. Debate is argument based. Debate is the stand between a superior and an inferior argument. That's why it's called a debate. Yeah, but public speaking, you can go on and on. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they didn't get to put themselves as stands. Yeah, somehow you will be debating with ideas. But in terms of getting a feedback or getting a rebuttal or getting some rejoinder or some information pointer, it doesn't come when it's on public speaking. So the core qualities of public speaking is different from the qualities of debate. The qualities of public speaking include one structure. Because I know how to speak, give you the debate, jump up to the stage, start. Otherwise, you will amount to repeating yourself of the message you want to deliver. I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color, the content. There's a structure. He knows where he was going to. And then from Alabama to the streets of New York, he knows he was coming to the structure of inequality to preach about racial equality. Then the second is you must be persuasive. As a public speaker, you're not coming on an argumentative stage. You're coming to speak. Quality that must be innate in you. Because you are one who wants to tell the people, let's go to hell, and they're running to go to hell. They believe that hell is real. Hell is salvation. And they will run you to go to hell. Of course, you've heard of pastors who are public speakers. Who are public speakers. And they will come into a place and they tell you to do whatever you want to do. There is another quality that has to do with technical delivery of whatever you want to speak as a public speaker. That has to do with emotional intelligence. Every environment has peculiarity. Every environment has audiences. So as a public speaker, you are here, you're speaking to this audience. You must know the audience so you can know how to engage. And that's why engagement also comes in as a core quality. You must get into the stage to speak as a public speaker by engaging your audiences. You watch their eye language. You watch their sign language. You watch their gestures. You watch even the movement of their legs and arms. And then, because all of that is feedback to you to continue to deliver, to speak to them publicly. That's public. There are other qualities that are core in terms of public speaking. But there's one that's across the them, like I said, is persuasiveness. And then in debate, logical thinking is a unique quality. Because in debate, you're trying to put your opponent to the game. So the sense of logic comes in. In debate, there are rebuttals. As well, you must have the quality and ability to get areas where you can have rebuttals to correct what you're trying to debate. Like I said, it's an argument of where the superior argument has to win. That's why it's a debate. And also in debate, quick response and quick thinking matters a lot. Here, the situation somebody don't know what is. He uses a statement you intend to give you another way. And then he calls you out. He has already said, I know my opponent think that being a Democrat will mean that you must reach out to people poor and rich. But that's not the idea of being a Democrat. Being a Democrat means you must have to be. So your point that you wanted to present has already been called. You are -1. You must be quick thinking to realize that point you wanted to raise as a point. Somebody has raised that you are coming, you may come to present that, and he's telling you that is bad. So it is for you now to think quick and readjust and reorganize. Another thing, you must be conscious of confidence in debating, because somebody comes in to tell you that all about talking is that tilapia has skills and that there's nothing about tilapia apart from skills and living in the water. All right? He breaks your feather and telling you that for you who thinks that walking this way or walking this way makes it better than this. If you are sitting in that debate and you are trying to defend a particular people, defend a particular policy, your confidence will definitely be at stake. You have to be extra confident, build your confidence and all other qualities that maybe with time, as we speak, we'll put them in. But to build confidence as a good debater is even number one. And the choice of words.
The use of words.
Yeah, use of words, choice of words, knowing your state, knowing your arena is important in debate.
Okay.
There are about 10 to 9 outstanding qualities of speech. Yeah.
Okay, for this moment, in the spirit of the 50th anniversary celebration of the University of Calabar, we are revisiting knowledge, wisdom, understanding for the past. We're looking at what we're extracting from the past. We're looking at what it is right now and what it can be. You have been a coach, a mentor. You have raised those thousands of speakers across the university and across the continent, if I would say. And what is this unique mentorship style that draws your mentees to you? How do you manage your mentorship style?
Yeah, I quote the late Professor Kone when he told Professor David Imba, the HOD of the History Department, when he was about to go. He was in the hospital. David came in from the United States, and he said, "Thank God, Dave, I know what I can do with you, but I don't know what I can do without you. I know what I can do with you, but I don't know what I can do without you." So if your mentor tells you he only knows what he can do with you, but not what he can do without you, that means he tells you you are indispensable. You are even as a mentee, you are even bigger than him. I can teach you, I can coach you, but without you, I can do nothing. So that approach to mentorship is above all. When a mentor sees himself as a mentor and remains on the white horse, that's not a mentor. Such mentorship is flawed. But when a mentor sees you and thinks you're on the white horse, he is on the ground. That is a real mentor. In essence, real mentorship, what attracts students to us in our mentorship, has always been the fact that sometimes we are even simpler and humbler. Let me use that word. And humbler. Let me use that word again. And humbler than your students. You get it? Yes, so that's the approach that draws people to you. And most mentors try because they are not on the high horse. The students are rather on the high horse. The glory of the latter house shall be greater than that of the former. Any mentor who mentors you must mentor you with a picture in mind. And that is the so that's why people are attracted to most mentors. Maybe not attracted to me as much as they should, but most mentors get attraction because they are even like mentees. Mentors ensure that you eat first. Mentors ensure that you are stronger than them because they know what they can do with you, but not what they can do without you. That means without you, the mentee, they can do nothing.
Wow. Because over the years, I've always thought of your style. your mentorship style, because for me, as a mentee, someone who went through your hands, the attraction to keep coming. It's been, our relationship has spanned nearly 12 years, but I keep coming. The doors are always open. There are new things to do. There are new things to show. And each time we show up, there is something new, a new perspective we're opening our eyes to, and it's like, oh, we don't know this yet. And has it been? Okay, I'll put out this question.
That is because you bring something new. So
So
what you see as new from me is a reflection of the new. Because in every time, in every situation, it is when a mentor thinks it's difficult, he's receiving. Your smiles, your gestures, your coming again gives something new to offer. So in essence, I'm giving what you're to me.
How do you manage students? Problem solving. Now I'm viewing you from the angle of the lecturer. How do you manage the very many problems of students? Problem solving.
Just think about them from the problem angle. Don't think about them from any other angle. Don't look at them and think of what they are bringing to you. Look at them and think of what you're getting from them. Their presence teaches you a lot. Their Christ teaches you a lot. Their availability, their questions are things that will teach you and will continue to teach you. And once you see that kind and have that attitude, you will manage even if they are 100. I've sat in places where millions of students come. And colleagues begin to wonder how to deal with them. But if you look at them dispassionately, you know that every phrase brings a solution to you. Every phrase brings a humanity aspect to you. And that's the essence. That's how we manage.
Okay. After this last set of questions, we're going to take a break and then we'll come back. But then I'll take this question. As an adjudicator of debate and public speaking events across Africa, what key trends have you observed in the evolution of public discourse?
Yeah, that depends on the stage. Public discourse, the themes, the trends, the perspective, differ. Now, if from the institutional aspect of angle we come from a university, the trends have changed to suit global changes and dynamics. Teams come according to global themes.
Okay.
Environmental issues, gender issues, climate change, which is environmental issues, terrorism, upheavals, political upheavals. All of those things are trends that come based on their different phases. But the evolution of public speaking and debating, as in the University of Calabar, has undergone phases. When you, Jerry, and the likes of Papa in your fellowship were coming under articulate, it was more like an informal thing. Remember, it was like, remember, it was not under the tree. Remember, there was no curriculum. Remember, there was no which time after that era, when people emerged, when invitations started coming for you to move to Port Harcourt, move to zonal representation, move to national orientation in Abuja, move to Ghana, when those orientations started coming, the topical issues shifted from one of state, national to regional issues. And regional issues were in line with global standards and issues as are them. Environmental issues, gender-based issues of xenophobia, and all of that came up. So the international aspect of it began to rear its head. By this time, the university understood the need to establish a debating institution or a debating club and public speaking. It culminated into a very big organization that has seen you guys move across continents and all of that. Kennedy Kezie becoming one of the young African scholars to be in Elizabeth's palace and Ojo. Official from the official again to intercontinental that.
All of that.
But don't forget the themes and the topics vary. Now, as we speak, students have even come into different cells, apart from the club and the debating society, which is coached by Franklin, some of us as instructors. Now students are doing it on their own. Our students are now core and chief adjudicators in different regional and global championships. This is because the trend is now you can tap your phone, do your connect and establish yourself. So it's now individually entrepreneurial skill where they earn so much money, they instruct, they are paid in advance, and they are growing large.
You have seen it all from the start when it was informal to when it became structural to what it is right now. It's been amazing time talking to the one and only Barrister Maxwell Eba. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. The lines will be opened, and then we're going to take one or two calls, and it's going to be a smooth ride. This is the Unical Radio 103.5 FM, and it's in the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the University of Concord, the radio special. My name is the Joe Glasgow, and when we come back, we'll continue the discussion with our guest, Barrister Maxwell Eba. Thank you.
Thank you.
Whoa. Scottish Papa. Okay. Ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and live. I have been talking with the one and only Barrister Maxwell Eba. Barrister Maxwell Eba is one phenomenal alumnus of our university. He has been there, done that, and got a t-shirt to prove. Raised many voices in the art of public speaking. Beyond that, gone through every academic activity for himself. And we will stick a little with our public speaking part, and then we'll come back to one or two other parts, and then it will be a wrap on this session. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Unical Radio 103.5 FM, and this is in celebration of the 50th anniversary of our alma mater. This is the radio special with the George. Let's go. So, Barrister, I will hit on the spot. So, what advice would you give to aspiring debaters, public speakers, and those looking to take part in major events like the Carnival?
Brace the tape.
Brace the tape.
Brace the code.
Brace the code.
The first
The first
achievement, the
achievement,
first success you
the
can
first
ever
success
score
you can
is to
ever
start.
score is to start.
It may not be in your
It may
100
not
days
be in your
of having
100
started.
days of having started.
It may not even be
It may not even be
in your next 10
in
to
your
20
next
years,
10
but just
to 20
start.
years, but just start.
You'll be shocked. It can
You'll
even
be
be in the
shocked.
first
It
year.
can even be in the first year.
My advice
My
is
advice is
don't be
don't be
lackluster,
lackluster,
don't
don't
be
be
shy,
shy,
build
build
your
your
confidence,
confidence,
even
even
in the darkest of the moment where you think you can't deliver. That
That
nodding
nodding
of
of
head
head
can be so much. So
So
students who are aspiring to be debaters, you
you
don't need to be a smooth talker. You
You
don't
don't
need to be a fluent
fluent speaker. You just need to be a bold and courageous speaker. That is the spirit of Malabites.
Oh, it's okay. Now it's an inherent spirit, the Malabitic spirit.
Yes.
And what code does that portray to you when you hear the Malabitic spirit?
Resilience. Resilience. Resilience.
Stay on course.
Confidence. Boldness. Knowing who you are. When we did our youth service, it was Unical and the rest of the universities in this country. There was no university like Unical. We're not the best of it. We were the boldest, the most courageous.
I like that spirit. I like that spirit.
So for aspiring debaters, be bold,
it's
be courageous.
it's that. I think that basically was what was poured into us. I think I'm a carrier of this spirit because of when we showed up at the All University Public Speaking Competition. It was the grand finale in Lagos. I remember coming to the house to meet you, talked under the tree, how the whole process was going to go. One thing I would remember for free is the confidence, the I can do it spirit. And I think that is a strong mantra for us because when we showed up at the University of Lagos, after you had talked and talked and talked, we were just 5 of us that left from Unical to Lagos. That's for that competition. Then I think Unical had one issue at the time. We were not in session, but other universities were.
Yes.
So it was just we, like you're saying now, I'm trying to just we against the rest of the universities.
That's against.
Yes. And when we showed up and some guy walks up to me and said, I heard what you guys did at the regional. This is the grand finale. We're going to beat you. And I looked at him dead in the eyes. I said, I don't know who you are. But whoever you are, when you give us the microphone, we'll separate the voice. I remember very well. So beyond academia, how do you think strong oratory skills can influence governance, leadership, and national development? Let's think on a national scale now.
Yes, strong oratory skill is an advantage for most things. But in terms of being an advantage in governance, it's a 50-50. Governance is a different ballgame.
Okay.
You don't need to be a smooth talker. You deal with policies,
Okay.
you deal with decisions, you deal with issues,
deal with challenges, confrontations. You deal with even mental issues and physical issues. So when you are an orator, fine, drive home policies. And
Yeah.
We've had governors and orators. It's a different ball game from those who are not orators.
Yeah.
Even across the country.
Yeah.
We've had
others
even
out of the country
who are
who are
orators.
orators.
What am I saying? Yes,
Being
a good orator
It could be an advantage.
can be an advantage.
like
Ability, how people like you, how you can
people,
switch people.
But when it
But
comes
when
to
it comes
policy
to policy
delivery,
delivery,
it's just more than being an
being an
orator.
orator.
Okay.
So you must
separate that.
So
So
we
we
won't
mix it up.
Okay.
You
You
must
be ready
to use your oratory
skills
alongside your other
ingenuity for governance.
That's
That's
the
the
only
only
way
way you can try.
That's
One is key.
leadership.
okay.
Oratory
is
just
more like an
accompaniment or complementary.
Okay.
Or what
Or
adds
what adds
to your ranks. What makes you likable. Oratory is actually mesmerism.
Okay.
Mesmerism.
That's why you're the coach, and I wanted to see get your thoughts on that so that we strike a balance. This is so that when we get people up on leadership roles, we understand that there is a business at this point to deliver. So the future.
One of the best achieved prime minister of the world is Prime Minister of India. He's the worst speaker, the most boring speaker. He never speaks and people don't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He has achieved so much for the Asian Tigers.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. And the future of Unical and advice for the next generation. What do you think? This is 50 years we have done. What do you see? I've seen very many times in the University of Canada. You've seen us in our very high moments, our very low moments, the dark moments, the brightest moments. This is 50 years we have done. What do you see in the next 50 years?
50 years of
From now, yeah.
50 years of scholarship, 50 years of cultural intermarriages, 50 years of memories, 50 years of education, 50 years of reaffirming a love, a connections, 50 years of beyond bounds. Yet, there is so much in stock for the next 50 years. Our 50 years, which is being celebrated now, it's more like we are looking back to move forward. And moving forward for the next 50 years, we must go beyond the scholarship of pen and paper. The world has moved beyond that to problem solving. We must Unical at 50 in the next 50 years. Clarity and the fact that we're ready to go professional. We're ready to harness the resources around us.
Okay.
We have one of the best base for what is required, the raw materials for cement in this country. There is no university within our catchment that, not even Unical, that has been able to leverage on that, to have the technology that we can produce cement for the war. Of course, you know, in Akampa and other places, we have a lot of resources in the state. The marine ecosystem, our forests of course in the state. Yes, we have forestry department in the university, but we've not been able to match it to the reality of what it has to produce, even in terms of herbal medicine and all of them. So 50 years next, Unical should be seen leveraging on what it has in terms of its rich natural resources, mineral, the ecosystem, the marine, the stability and all of that, to build the future of this country. We should be doing technology. We should be doing, we should get into herbal solutions. We should get into areas of producing cement to feed the world. We should get into exploration using our high sea advantage. We should get into good fishing, like those in Indonesia. We've had this ocean lying there before us. Next 50 years, the past should be present, and we should be able to advance technologically. So we can see the community of nations.
Okay. So
community of first-class universities
around the world.
Around the world.
Interesting. The world beckons to us. Okay. All right. Now we'll take one more look into what it was. What would you have considered your proudest moments in the University of Canada for you as an individual, maybe as a student or as a lecturer? Your proudest moment.
Well, Proudest
Proudest moment
different
different
from
from
happiest
happiest
moment.
moment. I've had too many happy moments
to pick one.
to pick one.
Sometimes
My happy moments
I
I
realize
realize now
may have been
have been my very angry moments then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
my
mean,
happy
my happy
moments
moments
are
are
like
like
the
the
happiest
happiest
moments,
moments, the moments
somebody
somebody
put
put
in
in
my
my
eye,
eye,
and
and I
I don't
didn't
retaliate.
retaliate.
Because
I realize now
that
if I had done so,
something
something
else
else would have happened.
So I've
So I've
had
had plenty
happy
happy
moments.
moments.
I may not single out one
exactly.
And
And
then
then proud moments
I
are
think
things I've always been proud
of the
of the University of Calabar.
Always,
Every moment counts. Every moment counts. However, there may have been
down
moments.
You know,
We remember
sorrow
more than
celebration.
celebration.
If
If I give you 1 million
naira,
naira,
you will
you
never
will never remember me in the next
10
10 years.
But if
But if I
steal
steal your 100 naira,
you will
you will
never
never
forget
forget it.
So
So we are
human beings are
keen to remembering sad moments. However, I've had plenty better moments.
But if
But if
I
I
have
have to single out
one
one
moment
moment
of
of joy for me
in the
in the
University
University
of
of Calabar
was the
was the
moment
moment I got admission to study law.
I've
I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
It
Never came. When one Mrs. Akbom, who was then the secretary to Professor Kelvin, who was the vice chancellor then, gave me admission.
She
She
didn't
didn't know me. I
stepped
stepped into her office.
She
She
said,
said, "You're a grade."
She
She
gave me
gave me
admission
admission
through
her
her
request.
When
When I went,
she
she told me your name is out.
I
I
did
did
want
want
to.
to.
Right
Right in somebody's office,
I
I attempted to spin.
And I
I
remember
remember I had
a
a
sharp
sharp pain on my head.
Yeah, it was
It
painful,
was
but it
painful,
was
but it was my happiest moment.
One of
One of
those
those
excitements
excitements
that
that came
with
with pain
was
was one of my moments.
But
But I've learned not to
separate
separate
one
one
moment
moment
or
or
the other
for
for
being
being
the
happiest
happiest
or
or
the
the
proudest.
proudest.
I've
I've learned to move.
Like
Like I said, Apostle Paul,
how to
how to be full and how to be empty,
how to
how to abound and how to be abased,
how to be
how to be poor and how to be rich.
But it is
But it is when I'm rich
that I say
that I say I'm poor,
and
and
vice
vice versa.
Interesting. I want to remind you that the University of Calabar has changed in very many forms. Like I remember we've always had a male visit, just so you know. And like you know, we have the first female vice chancellor of the University of Calabar, Professor Florence Obi, and it's telling us that anything around here is actually possible. So on that note, I would just say you give us a your final note.
I avoided that. Thank God you've come there. Where we are now is the journey to the next 50 years.
Yes.
I've seen it all in Unical. So many years.
Yes.
More than 20 years. About 25 years now. About 30 years.
Now,
what we experienced under the aegis of Florence of this administration is to the glory of students. Simply. You see, when the next semester started, at a point we could run 2 years for a session, 2-3 years, 9 months for a semester, 1 year for a semester. And then it was upon graduation that some students knew that they were withdrawn from first year in no fault of theirs. And as of then, exam officers were the heads and kings of the university. Now students can show their exam officers their results and guide them on what to do. The results, we've got it right. Students' academic calendar, we've got it right. Lawrence Obi has tried. It will take any other vice chancellor nothing less than 20 years to go back because the students will say no to you. The students now enjoy their right and their leverage. They know what to do at any point in time. They know how to tell you about their results. The results alone and putting us into where we think free, we speak free, we think right, we speak right. It's in itself a plus. But we have to say thank you. Thank you to the team. Thank you to the people. Thank you to the students who've shown it hasn't been easy to pay school fee before you're allowed to write exams. It hasn't been easy to do registration. Even to the students who saw that initially as a difficult thing to do, later understood that it was the right thing to do. The identity is now known. So we are happy. Part of it is that Florence Obi has put us on a pedestal for the next 50 years. And 50 years will go forward ever.
And backward never. One last word from you, Doctor. One last word from you. Yeah, to the students, aspiring students who want to make a difference in their career and chase their dreams here from the University of Calabar, potential Mangabites and Mangabites. And you know, they say once a manga bites, it's always a manga bites. Once a manga bites, it's always. So this is the last message to everybody from you, sir.
If every bit of a corporation will bring us this far, then let us work together to create a new endeavor where the strong are just, where the weak will be protected. And it's only when that happens that we are sure that we can achieve peace. It may not be for your good, but for the good of all. So as a student who is aspiring to make a living, to make a career, to make a profession, while you think of yourself, think of others. For I am because they are because I am.
Whoa! 50 years from now, it will not matter what cars we drove. It will not matter what houses we lived in. It will not matter how fat or slim our bank accounts were. It will not matter what clothes we wore, who designed them. It will not matter what foods we ate or who cooked them. What will matter are the very many people we have touched in very many special ways. What will matter will be the contribution we have made to our institution, to our alma mater, to our university. What will matter are the very many young people we delivered from the shackles of mediocrity and saved from the seat of despondency. Then, and only then, can we make bold to say that we came and we saw and we conquered. My name is the George Let's Go, and I've been your host throughout this epic and memorable journey. This is Unical Radio 103.5 FM. This is the spirit of the celebration of our 50th anniversary. When I come your way next time, we'll be with another wonderful guest, and the story, the memories will continue on. To see you next time. Keep living, keep breathing, and keep contributing. My name is the George Let's Go, and that's how we'll take the wrap of the show. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Okay.